morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to my preview lounge. And as always, I've managed to find a Chelsea fan. And this Chelsea fan's nice. I like him. I've seen him before. He speaks nicely. Unlike a certain Dan that might be a Chelsea fan. You can put those two together and you can come up with your own name and who we're on about here. But Andrew, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to have you on. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Team's not played for a second weekend in a row. I've had a great weekend. I've had an absolutely fantastic weekend. I'm really enjoyed it. I mean, it's all good. I've done things that I haven't had to focus on my team. So I'm doing very well, thanks.
Wait till my questions. I'll start springing some horrible memories back for you. But let's get into some comments. Big up to Ollie. Hope you're doing well. Have a great show, guys. Thank you very much. Big up to Moss. Yeah, as I said, I can't control the comments, Andrew. I said, I won't fancy you, but there will be people. There will be. Used to be behind Chelsea. Chelsea are a broken side. Big up to James. Hope you're doing well. Evening to my pod bro. Hope you're doing well, Brenny. And evening to Luke. Evening all Leafs winning and Spurs being Spursy as per. To be fair, the second half they did actually come back, and so I would call it Spursy. So yeah, it's not a. I did say there's going to be plenty of goals, but we're here to talk about Chelsea. Obviously, we're playing you on Tuesday night. How are you feeling? Before we talk about getting into the nits and grits of it, how are you feeling about Tuesday's game? Are you excited or like, I just want the season to end now?
So I tell you what I was doing this weekend, when Brentford scored against Forest, I was cheering. When I saw Newcastle winning today against Southampton, I was cheering. And when I saw Bournemouth beating Leeds today, I was cheering. That's the situation I'm in right now. That I look at those teams' results. So the more games they play and they drop points, the less of this relegation talk, which is, if it was like over 10 games left, I would really be like, we're going down because the way we're playing. But that's the situation we're in. How am I feeling approaching Tuesday? There are some similarities to the 15-16 season, if you remember, when we had like our second worst ever Premier League season. Yeah. Well, in over the last 20 years. But some of the players in that squad I back and rate, like in terms of like I'm confident in them. This one I'm not. It's going to be fascinating Tuesday because I don't know where your guys' heads are at in terms of especially the last 4 games. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost because it just keeps happening. So but what will happen in most of the Chelsea fan base, as shameless as we are, and if we manage to if you manage to drop points to us, it'll be like a cup final thing for us this season because it just means that the heads will drop even more. But I don't know. I just want this season to be over with. I'm telling you right now. Get the manager announced, and then I'm done. I'm done. It's just literally just. Like for instance, last Wednesday against Brentford, I watched the first 15 minutes and then City or Arsenal run. I just watched that. So that's the mood I'm in at this moment in time. So
see that because I talk about this is mental health for me. Like this is why I do these shows. It's getting a football fan to talk about football in a most positive way possible. And you've just said it. Your team right now is not helping your mental health, is it? Really? It's like no. Let's switch off. Let's find something else. But at least you're finding football. Coping with your own team, which is why I'm a football fan first, Arsenal fan second, always will be, because my Arsenal can hurt me, but football can't, because football will cheer me up again. So that's why I do it. But we're going to talk about the previous fixtures before we get into the questions, which might upset you, Andrew. But I'll try and be gentle as possible as I can. Previous fixtures against you guys, obviously we lost the last one. At the Emirates, and you kind of get the odd occasional win and then a few draws. So it's very mixed, really. And our history with you is also very mixed. So on form right now, I suppose you could say Arsenal are the favourites, but it's a slim favourites, isn't it? Really, because of our form, like we haven't won in 4 games. Yeah. Chelsea haven't won. When was the last time you actually won, guys? Because I can't think.
Leicester away. It was before. No, wait. Are you talking about league or just a game?
We'll go league. I
think it was Leicester away. This was like It was probably early March because it was before the international break. The last international break. So we're talking, we haven't won or even collected a point since the game before that. That was the Everton 2-2. So we are talking, probably early to mid-March was the last time we collected any points whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
painful, isn't it? One more comment before we get into the questions. Arsenal have always acted like a defibrillator for teams in bad form and struggling to score goals. Yeah, always happens. I think Chelsea at the moment are kind of acting like that as well. They just seem to kick
absolutely. Well, Brentford midweek weren't playing well. Like their form was rubbish, and now they've won 2 back-to-back after us. It's like anyone who's got like a goal scoring drought or anything like that. Last few seasons, just come to Chelsea and we'll pick it up. It's all good. Who knows? It's mad.
Right, here we go, Andrew. First question. How are you feeling about Chelsea's season? So I ask this one to every single person, in fairness. So it's always the same question. So, but honestly, how are you feeling about Chelsea's season so far?
It's like what? It's like so many things have happened in like 6 months that should have happened over 6 years, sort of thing. Everything that could have happened has happened in terms of negative wise. Even the takeover, the way it was done, it's not a normal takeover. Look at people getting with the Man United stuff, getting antsy. That's a normal takeover, by the way, guys. Ours wasn't. Ours was a government-sanctioned takeover, essentially. Then you've got the summer transfer window, Bowley taken over because Marina and Czech left. They didn't get fired for anyone said anything. They left. Then the thing with Tuchel sacking him, and then bringing in Potter in, and then it's just been an absolute. And then I think the key word for me this season is timing.
Yeah,
timing has been so bad this season. The timing of Tuchel sacking, but after the transfer window, just sacking before that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bring Potter in, and then giving him like all the new players. There's too many players, and then the timing, the sacking him, and then bringing in Lampard. I don't know if you noticed when Potter got sacked, everyone was going, "It can't get any worse," and I was one of the ones going, "Does everyone remember when Lampard was here last time?" The word they used when Lampard got hired again was he'll galvanise it. He ripped it to shreds. What do you mean he'll galvanise the squad? Some of that squad's still there. There's like 8-9 players still there. They're telling all those players that he's a rubbish manager, and it shows like that. But yeah, it's the worst. And I've been supporting Chelsea pre-Roman, so it's nearly 30 years. So for me, this is the worst football, the worst form I've ever seen my club in at all. The worst. And it's worse than the 15-16 season. And I thought that was bad. I would grab 15-16 season with both hands. That's how much this season is bad. So like we discussed pre stream or even on stream, I'm having to look at actual relegation team results and actually cheering like Brentford and Newcastle winning today, because that means that they've got less, the other relegation team's got less games to play. So the further they are away, I mean, Roy Hodgson came in the same time as Lampard. And he's got 13 points out of 18. They were 13 points behind us, now ahead of us. Unai Emery, when they sacked Steven Gerrard, they were 17th. They were 12 points behind us, and now they're like 15 points ahead of us. It's nearly a 30-point swing. We got one goal in March. So in April we got one goal in March, and it was a deflected shot against Brighton. We only had one goal. We only had one goal in February. That's what I mean. Our goal of the month competitions are we've got 30 goals this season. 30 goals. One man in Manchester scored 4 more league goals than us. Totally. We got 76 last season, and all of us were criticising our attack. So it's the worst season ever. No, before anyone said the worst modern season. I know we got relegated in the 80s and stuff like that, but if you didn't see it, then it's not really affected. This is in modern times. It's the worst ever season. It's the worst football ever.
Okay. Well, that leads in perfectly to my next question. What are you expecting to be done this summer in terms of transfers?
So the way it's looking, financial fair play comes into this. It's a lot more outgoing than needs incoming. Yeah. We need a spine. I think defenders we're fine for, maybe one more, but I think Colwell's going to come back. We need a number one goalkeeper. Don't care what anyone says. our two goalkeepers, if you splice them together, make a decent number 2, but that's it. We need whatever the term is now, DM6, whatever you want to call it. We need that in the midfield, and we need a striker. We need a striker. Got Nkuku coming in, but he's not an out-and-out striker whatsoever. No. And if Poch is going to be the one, he doesn't really play 3 at the back. He plays like a 4-2-3-1 system, stuff like that. And by the way, I don't believe any of these Harry Kane rumours, because Spurs and Chelsea do not do business at all with each other, even with 1 year left on a contract. But we need those. We need those 3 areas. Those are the most important 3 areas: a striker, a DM, a 6, whatever you want to call it, and a goalkeeper for me. But the outgoings are even more important, given the way the books have to be balanced for FFP. So the likes of Gallagher, Mount, stuff like that will be up for bids, because they create a lot on the balance sheet. And I hate talking about that, but that's what anyone talks about. On the pitch wise, we need an identity.
Yeah.
Our identity in the last 20 years is winning, right? It is. It's just winning trophies. But I need to see, football fans are very fickle and very easy to please. They all they want to see is progress, good progress. So if Poch comes in, he's going to have 1 game a week, which might be best for him because it gets his philosophy across. They have more time to train.
Yeah.
And I just want to see some good football. That's all I want to see. I don't mind playing once a week. I just want to see good football. That's all I want to see. Obviously, progress up the table. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not going to make any final predictions until like after maybe mid-season, especially after the transfer window, because I need to see what he's working with. And Poch is not even announced yet. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I'm assuming it's going to be Poch because everything's pointing that way. But I need to see some type of progression. I'm not into this process crap because it's an easy cop out for me. Oh no, it's just a process. We'll do it next year. There needs to be some type of movement up the table and progression towards maybe similar to, and I'm not even saying get Champions League, but maybe similar to a Ten Hag sort of thing. Maybe a trophy, but just some type of progression up the table, because it's going to get harder now. We're going to have Newcastle are going to spend money this summer as well as the rest. And everyone's forgetting City are going to spend summer. City need to spend this summer as well, because they need to replace a few players that are going to be going and returning. So that's a big factor. You guys are going to hope you're going to spend. You need to spend Man United, maybe new investors. They're going to invest in Liverpool. So it's all up there. And we've got new emerging teams like Brighton as well. So I just need that and all. I'm very easy to please when it comes to that. I need to see progression and good football. That's all I need to see. Wins obviously count first before performance. So more wins, hopefully, because I think we've lost we're in the teens losing. So,
One player I want to ask you about, Lukaku. What do you expect to happen to him?
Well, the fan base won't take him back. That's for sure.
Mm.
But then if I was my conspiracy hat, which I don't like to put on, would be like, if Poch arrives because he's got the Spurs baggage, you put Lukaku in just to take the heat off himself. But I don't think he'd do that. Listen, I don't see how he comes back. I can't logically put it into how he comes back. My thought would be that, if Conte was still at Spurs, that we sell him to Spurs and get Kane, but I don't see that ever happening now, especially with Conte gone. But he needs to be off the books. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 years left in his contract when he comes in. And he's like well over 350k a week.
Yeah.
So I presume he's going to go out on loan again. But then there's rumours coming out of Italy at Inter because of the way he's performed and he's been injured and his fitness. They aren't too intrigued with actually signing him up for another year. But I honestly don't know. I don't see how he gets back. I expect him not to be here next season. Whether that's on loan or sold, I don't expect him to be here.
No, fair enough. I just wanted your opinion on Lukaku because obviously you still actually own him. So a lot of people seem to forget that, but you do still actually own him. Right, let's get into a little bit of the game now. What are Chelsea's strengths? I know this might be tricky. That could hurt Arsenal this Tuesday. Have you seen much from Chelsea, as in any strengths that's happening at the moment?
The thing is that we are creating chances, right?
Yeah.
Just can't finish. That's all it is. We cannot finish whatsoever. I mean, when you have a front three of like Wednesday, for example, you had Sterling flanked by Gallagher and Kante, then I think your defense is fine. Okay. Yeah. If that happens again, then I don't know. I honestly don't know what the strengths are, because we can't even, because we played three at the back, we can't even say we're defensively solid. I honestly don't know. My thought would be that somehow we would escape with a point because of you, not us, because of what your mindset is. What is your players' mindset? Because discarding City, because that was always going to be a hard game anyway. The way your guys reacted after Southampton was like they all dropped to their knees and they went, "Oh no," stuff like that. Because I don't think it's fair to bring the City game into it, because City can just do that to anyone. We saw what they did to Bayern Munich. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see. I don't know what your injuries are like, if you picked up any new injuries or stuff like that. No, I still expect you though to beat us, just because I wouldn't trust us to tie our own shoelaces at the moment. So, and like I said, we are the charity FC. You're having a bad run. You see Chelsea on the line. That's the game to get you up again. Trust me.
Well, you know what's going to come next. What are Chelsea's weaknesses that Arsenal can exploit?
Listen. This isn't going to be a 4-hour stream. I haven't got that long. What are Chelsea's weaknesses? Well, he's sitting in the dugout. For one, that's the biggest weakness. Like I said, we can't finish. The weakness would be Frank Lampard and what team he picks, because for the last few games, he's had someone up front by themselves and Gallagher in behind them and Kante, something like that. That's a big weakness. Wednesday it was Sterling. The before that was I think it was Hazard by himself or stuff like that. No, he did change it midweek. He brought Aubameyang on, sort of changed it, and we played a little bit better, if you want to call it something like that. But the weaknesses are the manager and the players are just not. They're just not mentally there. You know, they know they can see the end. This guy's not staying. What's the point? And also, we can't finish. So even if we get in those positions, we can't finish. If we take a point off you, I think that says more about you than it does us.
Yeah, I think so.
Because of the situation we're in, you should be beating us.
Yeah,
quite handedly as well. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It will say more about us if we don't beat you. Let's go back into some of the comments before we go and play the challenge, which I haven't told you about, Andrew. But there's always a challenge.
Nice.
Trust me. Most people like it. Some people really struggle with it, but we'll see how you get into. But big up to Chris. Hope you're doing well. Chelsea's first off need to trim their squad because they have 50 players in the squad.
Got an NFL team.
Exactly. What's your thoughts on Todd Bowley? Okay, I'll let you answer that one. What's your thoughts on Todd?
My thoughts on Todd are that no doubt he's made many mistakes this season. I think this summer is the one to really judge him and the rest of the ownership, in terms of they brought people in to run the club and take advice from, and also, like I say, hire the manager. Don't get involved as much. I don't like the term yes man, because I think all managers in some time in their career have been yes man, so they kept their job. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you want to hire someone who always disagrees with you? That's just it's just not. But anyway, back to the thing. It'd be interesting, like I say, for both of them, because I know that everyone likes to say Todd because he's the face. He loves to be the face. So for him, it'd be to stay out, to hire the manager, agree what they want to buy, who they want to sell, and then leave him. Get the players, and then leave Poch. I presume it's Poch. Leave Poch alone.
Yeah.
Leave Poch. Only step in when you need to step in. So that would be it. But he has made mistakes. I think they've tried to see if they can run it like an American sports team, and it's just not the same whatsoever. I think they've been surprised by a lot. Yeah. There's no doubt that the Potter sacking was all to do with ego as well, because everyone kept telling us, "Oh, you have to pay him 60 million." It was only, it was 13 million in the end. So that was all about ego to me, not about the payout itself. And I get that as well, because he's their guy. You know what I mean? They want him to succeed. So, but I would just do that. Work the manager, who they want, the infrastructure, who they want, and leave it alone. But yeah, this summer will be the testing ground for me. So
fair enough. Good man. He's saying that to you. Wish more Arsenal fans was like this guy process or ahead of schedule. It's just a cop out. Chris saying Poch is a good manager. He overachieved at Spurs. Didn't get back in like he will get at Chelsea. But my problem with Poch is he the man to win your trophies. Not for me, but definitely get you into top 4. I don't know. I don't know if he's got a level. Lukaku best off staying in Italy. It's a league that suits him.
Yes.
You agree with that one, dear?
It does. It does. Yeah. He seems to like it as well. That's what I'm saying. So I think, if we can find a deal where he just goes alone even for another season, I would do it. Just get him out because otherwise he's going to be a distraction. So
yeah. Luke's saying here we concede at least 1 per game, as in Arsenal. So you're guaranteed. I guarantee you, if you do score, it'll be an own goal.
Oh yeah. Don't ever think. Yeah, we're not putting any real good patterns of play together whatsoever. It's weird because I think we've conceded less goals than you this season. It's a weird stat I've seen. We've actually got one of the best defenses in the league. That's unbelievable where we are. That's not right. It's just not right.
Chris saying Chelsea had chances against us. That's Liverpool in that 0-0 draw, and you should have won that game. But Chelsea players can't finish their dinner these days. Moss talking about, I think, NBA. Chelsea and Spurs should be getting perks. My manager's in now. Wait till summer. If you get them in, they can both now have a look at their squads. Yep, 100%. Is to challenge how many goals can Chelsea score? No. Moss has taken part of the challenge, so I'll start that. So basically, Andrew, what you have to do, we do this every week, every preview. You have an 11. You have to choose 5 from Chelsea, 6 from the Arsenal, in an 11, and we kind of comment, and then you'll go up against the other guys in the next preview, which will be happening on Tuesday. Right. And the rules are you stick with the formation for the home team, so it'll be Arsenal's formation, and you're also allowed to pick anyone that's injured, suspended, or just not being chosen by the manager for whatever reason. Okay. So you can go with any Chelsea player you want. So Moss has already taken part, but there is an intro before it. So we'll get into the intro and then we'll crack on with the challenge. Okay, so it's Arsenal's formation. It's a 4-2-3-1 with a holding midfielder. Now, funny enough, this is quite tricky for your own players normally. I've had a Crystal Palace fan struggle with it. I've had I've had quite a few teams come on and struggle with their own players. So, would you prefer to do Chelsea players first or Arsenal players first?
I'll do Chelsea players first.
Okay, so you've got 5 to choose from. And they can be injured, suspended, or just not liked. So, who's your first player?
I'll go with Reece James at right back.
Okay. There we go. Second player, please.
Thiago Silva at centre back.
Okay. There we go. Third player.
It becomes tricky now. You said 5, didn't you? Oh man, let me just see. I would put Enzo Fernandez in one of the centre midfielders positions.
Okay, it's going to take me a while to find him on here. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh no, there he is. There he is. Oh, it's easy. Cool. Your fourth player.
I put Chilwell at left back.
Chilwell at left back.
And now this next one becomes because none of the forwards at Chelsea get in, so that's hard. Okay. I'm gonna put I'll put Kante in the other centre midfield one. So.
Oh, the other centre midfield. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So
I wouldn't even put 5. So do you know what I mean?
I know it's part of the challenge. It's basically we comment on the team at the end, and then when you go up against the Army guys. And to be fair, some people
I'm going to be defeated very early. They're going to go, what?
So far, so good, mate. I have to be honest. So far, so good. Right. So goalkeeper for Arsenal. Are you going to choose Ramsdale? Over
yeah. Without doubt.
Okay. Right. The last centre back position. Who are you going to give that to from the Arsenal?
Tricky one. You said you can choose injured players, right?
Yeah, you can. You can choose. Yeah, you can choose Saliba if you want.
I'd probably. Now this is a strange thing because it'd have to be Saliba or Gabriel, but they've had like sort of a mixed season. Like I know Saliba started off well and Gabriel wasn't, and then sort of turned around.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put Gabriel in there.
No, that's fine. A lot of people have chosen that lately, so that's absolutely fine.
He's been. Yeah, he hasn't committed a lot of bozo genes issues,
which he normally does. Yeah. The CDM. Now, I'll let you choose because obviously we've got one of your old players.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I'd put Thomas Partey in there. For the season that he's had no last few games, he's not been that good. And up top, Saka right wing, Martinelli left wing, and I put Jesus. Yeah, Jesus.
Okay, cool. Let's put Andrew on there just because I'll download it and put it onto the next preview that we do. Right, so Andrew has gone with Ramsdale, Reece James, Gabriel, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, Partey, Kante, Fernandez, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli. I think that's a good team. There's no weakness in there for me.
I mean, part of me is like 5 was like too many. You know what I mean? I was like struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, Kante's only played like 3 games since August.
Honestly, mate, that's actually really good attempts. I can't tell you if you've won because obviously they've got to choose it on Tuesday as well. But that, to be fair, that's actually quite good. Now Moss has done it. So Moss has. Let's check he's actually filled it out right because sometimes he cheats. No, has he seriously put Lukaku in there?
Yes, you know you can.
Oh no! See you later. No. No. What a Moss. Well, I don't say players out on loan. They're not even
out. Yeah, he didn't specify out. He is out the club. Yeah, out. He's gone. He's gone.
Jeez. Oh my word. Right, let's get into these last couple of questions and then we'll go for the comments before we wrap it up. Now, normally I do say, who do you think will win the Premier League? But I've scrapped that question because I have no wish to hear your opinion. Or honestly, everyone has pretty much said Arsenal, and they've been West Ham fans, City fans, all sorts of different fans. They've all said Arsenal, and I'm fed up of hearing it now. So, who do you think should be manager of the season for you personally? For this season,
that's a good one.
There's a lot of people coming up with different names.
Do you know what? This might shock you. I'm going to say Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth.
Really? That's a good shout, though.
Even before a ball was kicked, they were one of my spot-ons to be relegated because it's Bournemouth. Yeah. They hadn't spent hardly anything in the window, so they're coming up with a championship squad. They got battered by Liverpool 9-0.
Yeah,
and then they sacked Scott Parker, and now they're on level points with us. They're actually, I think they might be ahead of us, or just below, but on 11 points with us. I mean, the other one would be Arteta's definitely in the running for it. It should definitely be in the running.
Yeah, it should be.
The other one would be maybe Eddie Howe, because they don't really like to give unless it's really obvious, they don't like to give the league manager to the actual guy who wins the league. Which is very because I remember when Jose won the league for the first time, he won 2 trophies that season. They gave it to David Moyes, who finished 4th with Everton. It was like, we've won our first title in 50 years. What are you talking about? We've run away with the league. But I think it's going to be that because I know people have been going on and speaking about, it doesn't include Champions League and stuff like that. Yeah, that's true. But I think it's between actually, I'll add another one. I'll add Emery in there as well. I think Emery's got a shout. I think there's 4 or 5 that got a shout of winning it. Yeah. Really, they've got. I mean, someone count Ten Hag in there. You know, even though I think he's had a good enough season, stuff like that. But yeah, I think let's not include Pep. He'll be up there anyway. But I think it's either Arteta, for me, Arteta, Emery, Howe, or De Zerbi. I've just had another one. It's De Zerbi.
That's my one. That's the one I think people are just forgetting.
Do you know what? Actually, to take a team that was lauded so well under the previous manager and make them better, coming from the Ukrainian league, I might put De Zerbi actually there. I know Gary Neal will be my second for that because what he's done at Bournemouth. But I think De Zerbi, the way they smashed Wolves. I mean, it was like child's play yesterday. It was ridiculous. And this is Wolves that just beat Palace midweek, so it wasn't like a difficult thing. But De Zerbi for me. Hello. Oh. I'm frozen. Bobby's frozen. I've taken over the channel. Let's do this. Taken over the channel. Is it just me? I've taken over the channel. Oh no, it's just me. Ask me what you want, guys. We'll get Bob back in. Ask me what you want.
There we go. There we go. Guys. I don't know what the heck's happened there. Right, let's move in.
Stunned by the De Zerbi thing.
I know. My internet just decided to just break. My word. What?
But actually, I've changed my mind. De Zerbi would be the one for me. He's taken that team and made them better.
Yeah.
Because I thought they wouldn't. I thought they couldn't get any better, but they played some outstanding football. Absolutely brilliant football. Best. I think they're the most exciting team to watch in the Premier League.
100%.
I really wish they would have won that semi-final the other day. I would love to see him go up against Pep in the final, see what he does.
Yeah, 100%. But there's one more question for you, which I'm guessing you will know what it's about. It will be about the game on Tuesday, and it is your score prediction.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
See, I'm struggling with this because I do a lot of watch-alongs on 4-Time Sports Network. So I do not just Arsenal content, but I do loads of watch-alongs. And I've seen Chelsea enough this season to go, they're not impressive. And I'm not being horrible. I don't find them fun to watch.
Listen. That's probably one of the kindest things anyone said about us this season. Not impressive. We are garbage. We're the worst. We're on form. If you look at the table, I think we're the worst team in the league on form.
Yeah,
we are the worst team in the league on form. I think we've got 15 points since the New Year. So unimpressive is the kindest word someone's ever said about us.
Like I said to you before the stream, I don't do banter. I try and find a nice way of saying it.
I would have accepted anything really. it would have been the same. It would have been justified. Listen, like I said before, we are the team that if you need a prop up and to bounce back, we are the team this season to do it. Trust me. Trust me.
See, because the thing is, I've done, I think, is it 7 Arsenal watch-alongs in a row now, and that's including women's because I do the women's watch-alongs as well. And I've not seen one Arsenal win yet, and it's painful.
Wow.
For 7, I'm doing one tomorrow as well. I'm doing the women's semi-finals tomorrow. So, this is hard. I'm going to go with 2-1 to the Arsenal. I think you will get a goal. And I actually do think it will be an own goal as well, to be honest. Just our luck. We'll go 1-0 down, and then we'll hopefully come back. But before we wrap up, Chris has said Thomas Frank and Marco Silva could also be contenders.
They could. That's what I mean. They could. I think there's others that have a bigger persuasion for me that would get in. That would be where I go. Yeah. Like I say, De Zerbi, even just when we discussed it, De Zerbi wasn't even in my thoughts to begin with, and it was like, okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the way the way he's changed the team, made them better for me. And like I say, Emery's from 17 to 6 in about 20 games. We've already seen what impact he's had. And Eddie Howe and Gary Neal and Mikel Arteta, you can say what you want. No one expected Arsenal to be top of the league for as long as no one expected to be top of the league. Not even for the from virtually the whole of the season. So Yeah, it's a shout out for nearly half a dozen managers there.
Good, actually, 100%. Moss and Chris, I have wrote your predictions down. Obviously, we do our predictions on the Tuesday show as well. But Andrew, absolute pleasure having you on. It's been a really nice chat. Considering all the banter that we all see on Twitter and stuff between Arsenal and Chelsea, we've had a really sensible, nice chat. But mate, where can they find you, mate?
So I'm just going to put the link in the chat. So a big part of Casually FC is a Chelsea channel, but we invite everyone else to join in. We've got a stream tonight at 10 p.m. So put that link in the chat. But you can follow me at my handle here at TheWinterSurfer. I will tweet out anything I'm on or anything that I like that I'm watching at the time. I'm on like Sarcasm City TV, Carefree Lewis, sometimes on the Football Terrace. But you can follow me there. But more importantly, like and share all the videos here and subscribe, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much, mate. Moss saying normal Chelsea fans. Mate, you know
we
what
are there.
I'm like.
We are there. You've just got to, when you find us, you got to tag us like that, like you do a dog, something like that. Tag us like that, so you can find us in the wilderness, stuff like that. Ping.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm like, Moss. I will find out the most sensible fan of the fan base. I've got a great Newcastle one coming on Thursday. She is going to be interesting to talk to, so I'm looking forward to that. But today's Chelsea, and Andrew, honestly, absolute pleasure. No banter whatsoever. We had a nice civil chat.
Yeah.
But before we end the stream, I have to say, come on, you Gunners, because it's an Arsenal stream.
Of course.
But honestly, I do hope you have a better end of the season, because obviously, for your mental health wise, this is not good for a Chelsea.
Oh, I've completely no, I'm fine. I've completely checked out. I'm fine. I'm enjoying. I checked out around February when we lost to Southampton 1-0. Started watching a bit of Napoli, and Napoli bring me joy. Even though they lost out the Champions League, but they bring me joy. Stuff like that. Napoli, watching the Champions League, watching other teams. Can I say this to you? Watching other teams suffer helps me as well. So it's all good. Like watching the Arsenal meltdown this week, especially, has been like the word. I've never heard the word bottled used so much in the last 10 days than I have right now. That it's lost all meaning to me. What it is, so I don't even know what bottling is anymore. Because in that last game, Liverpool, Spurs, they bottled it within 10 seconds of each other. So it's madness. Utter madness.
It is madness. But guys, really appreciate it. If you are watching on replay, please put your predictions in the comments. But I will be back on Tuesday for the other preview, 10 o'clock in the morning. We're doing a morning one for a change. But also, I will be back tomorrow to do Arsenal versus Wolfsburg, semi-final Champions League, second leg. It's 2-2 from the first leg, so it's going to be a great game. I know Chelsea, unfortunately, got knocked out by Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona's our kryptonite in the women's game. They are. Yeah. They're just something else, Barcelona women's team.
You know what? It's weird because Wolfsburg are our kryptonite, so I'm not hoping.
It's probably, but
we've played Wolfsburg 6 times now, lost 5, drew once. So we've never beaten them. Yeah. So I'm hoping tomorrow changes.
These smashed us in the final a couple of years ago, or something like 4-0 or something like that. They're just unreal. I wished our men's team pressed like they did. Unbelievable.
I know, exactly. We're talking about women's game, but we all love both. We support the club, not both. The men's team. Exactly. But guys, appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. See you later.